This language is gradually dying out within its own country, with the number of speakers that is rapidly decreasing for the last 30 years in a row. And more so, this policy is actively promoted by the official government itself.
Nothing great can be expressed in Belarusian. It is a poor language. There are only two great languages in the world, Russian and English. Russian language is a blessing for all of us. How can a government consciously pursue a extinction support policy when it comes to its own official state language, to the point that it even got the status of vulnerable according to UNESCO? Is the problem in the language itself? Or maybe there are some other factors being engaged? And why there have been numerous cases of detention by the police for speaking Belarusian language on the streets? My name is Andrei, you are on my channel dedicated to languages, and let's figure this shit out. The Belarusian language belongs to the group of Slavic languages, or more specific to Eastern Slavic languages. Historians claim that it began to distinguish as a separate language from Old East Slavic since 14th century, due to the fact that the land of modern Belarus, along with Ukrainian lands, were part of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth for more than 300 years. The lexical similarity between these two languages is about 84%, which essentially is the reason for Ukrainian people to write down a huge number of comments below every video in Belarusian language saying something like, "I'm Ukrainian and understood everything from beginning to the end. Holy shit, I'm a speaker of Ukrainian and able to get everything." Belarusian is a very interesting language, which is kind of awesome apart from the fact that less than 20% of Belarus people use it in a daily life, and less than 10% of children receive school education only in Belarusian language. And things are getting worse, as more and more schools switch to Russian year by year. It seems that the government directly say to the people in the face, "You don't need Belarusian language, learn Russian instead." That's mostly because of one man and his devastating policy towards Belarusian language. Alexander Lukashenko, which is also known as Potato Dictator, the president of Belarus from 1994. Under his presidency, Belarus tied very warm relations with Russia. Oh, by the way, have you ever heard this famous Russian saying? Tell me who your friend is and I'll tell you who you are.
Белорус — это русский со знаком качества. Я еще 20 с лишним лет тому назад сказал.
Okay, actually, this discriminative policy had started even long before Lukashenko. The Soviet government conducted a similar policy, since in 1933 the Belarusian orthography reform was made, which changed many of Belarusian orthography rules, and as a result it got much more similar to Russian language. There was even a significant decrease in the number of books and brochures written in Belarusian language, as it fell down from 88% to 15% in the periods from 1930 to 1990. So it wasn't the Lukashenko who started this policy, but under his governance, the situation definitely got much worse. And more so, in 1995 the Russian language received a status of official state language in the Republic of Belarus, being the only country in the world where Russian language is the official state language except for Russia itself. Since then, the Belarusian language became a symbol of disagreement with Lukashenko and his policy. In 2020, during the protests against fake elections in Belarus, there were many cases reported of police actually detaining people on the streets when hearing that they speak Belarusian language.
Разговаривать по-белорусски было невозможно. Была такая политика — делать все, чтобы была русификация, чтобы люди забросили свой язык, литературу. Говорить на белорусском было не модно. Говорили колхозный язык.
So I hope that Belarusian people will manage to save their language from total extinction, since the language is the main component of national self-determination, and it is kind of sad to see how such of a treasure, left by many generations of ancestors, being under serious threat of actual disappearance. I thank you for watching this video till the end, and I want to inform you that I have second channel when I post videos about politics, history and political history, or historical politics. Anyway, I'll be glad to see you there as well. Bye!